boys and girls. I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find your math assignment for lesson 03.03, and we'll go over a problem or two as an example for you. You're going to click into your math course. You're going to scroll down, and we are looking at module 3, and we are looking at lesson 3.03, which is called monster multiplication. You'll click on that lesson. And like I've always said, you want to make sure you go through all pages of this lesson. This page has 7 pages, or this lesson has 7 pages. You're going to want to make sure you go through all of the pages. We are working on multiplication and multiplying 2-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm. As you go through the lesson, boys and girls, it's going to give you different examples of how to solve double digit by double digit multiplication. So make sure you go through and look at these examples. It takes you step by step of what you need to do. So please make sure that you go through. There are multiple examples that you can click through by dropping down each of these boxes and going through the steps on how to complete it. It takes you step by step of what you need to do, even how to carry, all of that. So please make sure you go through all pages of this lesson. There are a lot of practice problems that you can practice with and find the answers to. So make sure that you go through and look at all the examples with all the different steps they've provided. Now your assignment is going to be on the last page of your lesson, which is on page 7. It's called Monster Multiplication. So I'm going to open that up. And this assignment is a 1-page assignment that has 4 multiplication problems. Now, in order to get full credit, you must show your work. I'm going to repeat that. In order to get full credit, you must show your work. If you just put the answers, you're not going to get full credit. You'll most likely need to redo it, or you will have to redo it because I have to see your work step by step. So I'm going to actually do 2 of the problems for you as a model, and then you'll have 2 problems to write out as well. So I'm going to do 1 and 3 for my modeling. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot 1 and 3. And if you notice in the directions, it says to use the standard algorithm. All that means is to complete the multiplication by having the numbers stacked like you see them here and multiplying your ones by your ones by your tens by your ones, and your tens by your tens. Now, when I multiply, I use the standard algorithm, but I use a method that helps me remember the steps, and it's called the turtle head method. And you'll see why it's called the turtle head method as we're going along. So I like to, for the purpose of modeling, I'm going to rewrite the problem over to the right, nice and big, so I have enough room to complete my work. Because remember, in order to get complete credit, you must show your work. So for this first one, we're looking at 92 times 43. And we are going to solve this using the standard algorithm, which just means the normal way to multiply. I'm going to do the normal way to multiply, but I kind of do like a story as I go. So this is called the turtle head method. And all that means is it sets up the problem so that you can follow each step correctly when multiplying a double digit by a double digit, like this problem here, or even a triple digit multiplied by a double digit like we see here for number 3. So all you do with the standard algorithm, and again using the turtle head method, is you've got your numbers 92 times 43 stacked on top. You've got your ones lined with your ones, your 2 and 3 are your ones, and you got your tens lined up with your tens, the 9 and the 4. And what we're going to do is we are going to draw a turtle head. We're going to go up and then around and down. So I made like a turtle head, and you can kind of picture if this is like the eye and the mouth Okay, I'm going to erase that though because I don't want that to be confusing. So it looks like a turtle head. Okay, and they're facing to the left here. All I did to make that turtle head is I went around my ones over the top of my first 10 and in between my 10 and my ones with my second number. And that just shows me what numbers I need to multiply first. I'm going to start with my 1 at the bottom here, which is my 3, the bottom of the turtle head. And I'm going to multiply it by my 1s and then my top 10s. So I'm going to do 3 times 2, which is 6. I'm going to write that underneath my 3. Okay, there's my first number, 3 times 2. And then, so you can even draw the arrows if you need to. And then I'm going to do 3 times 9. Well, 3 times 9 is 27. It's going to be important that you know your simple multiplication facts. Okay? Now, I just took my 3 and multiplied it with the 2 and the 9. Now, I'm done with that 3. So I'm going to put a collar on my turtle, like a dog collar, and that dog collar crosses off my 3, which means I am done with my 3. Now I move outside of the turtle head and I focus on my 10s. I'm going to multiply my 10s by my 1s and my 10s by my 10s. So 4 times 2 and then 4 times 9. But before I do that, since we're now working in my 10s, my answer is going to go here in my 10s. So what that means is we need to put a 0 in my 1s to hold the place value. And I call this a turtle egg. So we drop a turtle egg to hold the place value of the 1s because we finished our 1s. When we finished the 3, or when we did the 3 and finished by doing 3 times 2 and 3 times 9, we finished our 1s. So we're going to put a 0 in our 1s to hold the place value. Now I'm going to work with my 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And notice where I'm putting my 8 in the 10 spot because my 4 is in the 10 spot. And then 4 times 9, which is 36. I put my 6 down and my 3 goes in the 1,000 spot. And now what I do is I'm going to add my 2 numbers up. 6 plus 0 is 6. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry my 1. Don't forget to carry. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And 3 plus 0 is 3. 3,956. I want to remember my comma. Then I can put my answer over here. 3,956. But of course, in order to get full credit, you're going to have to show your work. If you don't show your work, you're going to have to redo the assignment. Okay, so that was the turtle head method. Like I said, all that means is drawing a turtle head around your bottom 1 number, your bottom number that's in the 1s, and then up over your top number. And that helps you keep your numbers in order, and it helps you determine what to multiply first. Here we multiplied 3 times 2 and then 3 times 9 first. 3 times 2 was 6. 3 times 9 was 27. We put a turtle egg or a 0 down in the 1 spot because then we were working in our 10s. Our next step is to work in our 10s, and we're doing, which is multiplying by 4. So we put our 0 down to place hold, and then I work with my 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and I put the 8 in my 10 spot. And then 4 times 9 is 36. Put my 6 down in the hundreds and then my 3 in the thousands, 36. And then I added my 2 numbers, 6 and 0 is 6. 7 and 8 is 15. I carry my 1. 6 and 2 plus 1 is 9. And then my 3. And I got 3,956. So that was number 1. Now we're going to do number 3. I'm going to draw number 3 over here just so I have more space. Again, you're going to need to show your work to get credit. Just like I'm showing my work. I could easily get a calculator out and just do this in a calculator, but I would get a 0 on the assignment because I'm not showing my work. You must show your work to get full credit for this assignment. So for this problem, we've got 294 times 32. Okay. Again, we're going to do the turtle head method. And again, the turtle head method is still your standard algorithm. All it is it organizes your work so that you know what numbers to multiply. So I'm going to start down around my ones, which is the 2 in the one spot, go up, and I'm going to go around my top number and down into my ones. Okay, so then I'm going to multiply inside of my turtle head. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 times 2, or 2 times 9, is 18. I'm going to put my 8 down. And this is going to be important. We still have to carry our 1. 2 times 2 is 4. And then I add my 1 that I've carried over from my 18. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, I draw my collar because I'm done with my 2. I'm done with my 1 spot. Whenever you draw a collar, that means you drop a turtle egg or a 0 in your 1 spot to hold the place value, because now we're going to be working with our 3 outside of the turtle head, and that's in our tens spot. So now I'm going to work with my tens, which is 3. 3 times 4. Let me do a different color here. 3 times 4 is 12. So I put my 2 and I carry my 1. Okay, so that was 3 times 4, which is 12. I put my 2, I carried my 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus my 1 from the 3 times 4 gives me 28. So 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 28. I put my 8 down, and now I carry my 2. Now this 1 I've already used, so you can cross off that 1 because we've already used it. So we needed to carry over a 2. Okay, and that 2 comes from doing 3 times 9 plus 1 is 28. I put my 8 down, I carry my 2. Now I do 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. That wasn't a very good 8. And then I add them up. Okay, 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. I put my 0. I carry my 1. 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. Put my 4, carry my 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9,408. I put my comma. Then I can write my answer over here. But again, you have to have your work shown to get full credit. And just to recap here, 294 times 32, I wrote them and stacked my numbers, ones on ones, tens on tens. Hundreds, there's nothing in my hundreds at the bottom number. Then I drew my turtle head around my ones in my bottom number, up around my top number and back down. And that shows me that I start by multiplying whatever's in the turtle head. 2 times 4, which is 8. 2 times 9, which is 18. I put my 8 down. I carry my 1. 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5. I'm done with my ones, so I drop a turtle egg or a 0 to hold the place value for the ones, and then I work on my tens. 3 times 4 is 12. I put my 2, I carry my 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1, which is 28. I put my 8 and carry my 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. I add my numbers up, and I get 9,408. So that was number 1 and number 3 from your worksheet. You have 2 and 4 to do as well. Make sure that you are still completing 1 and 3 from my model, and you do 2 and 4 on your own. When you are done, you'll go back to your math course. You'll go on the next activity tab, you will have a blue plus button on your screen that you can click on and attach your work. Let me know if you have any problems or if you need any help.